Metro Detroit gets a bad rap sometimes, but in my opinion, it's one of the best places to live in the entire country. Do you want to know why? Let's get into it. How you doing, everybody? I'm Werenka from M1 Realty. I'm the broker owner here. We're the largest real estate firm in Ferndale, Michigan. We've been in business since 2014, and I've got an all-star team of agents waiting to help you sell your home, buy a home, invest in real estate, rent property. Whatever you need, we've got you covered. Now, before we get into it, I'd really appreciate it if you take a minute, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, share this video out to anybody that you think would benefit from it. That'll help me get in front of people just like you who are interested in knowing what it's really like to live and work in the Metro Detroit area. Now, I've lived in and worked all over the Metro Detroit area for almost my entire life. And here are my 5 favorite things about living in this vibrant, one-of-a-kind part of the country. Number 5, affordability. Detroit is way more affordable than most other major cities in the country. For example, when compared to, say, Dallas, Texas, groceries into the Detroit area are 11.3% cheaper. The median cost of a home in the city of Detroit is $53,700. Compare that to Dallas, where the median sale price is $214,700. That makes Dallas 300 times more expensive to buy a home in. On top of that, both utilities and healthcare are 11.5% cheaper in Metro Detroit than they are in Dallas, Texas. Now, as you no doubt realize, Dallas is by far and away not the most expensive place in the United States to live. And in recent years, we've been seeing a huge influx of people moving into our market from cities like New York City, other cities on the East Coast. In recent years, we've actually seen a lot of people move into the Detroit area from right here in New York City simply because of cost of living. For example, compared to New York City, a gallon of milk in Detroit is 47% cheaper. The cost of childcare is 71% cheaper. Rent is 56% less, and get this, the cost to purchase a home in Detroit is 94% less expensive than it is to purchase in New York. Now, granted, our after-tax average salary is 59% less than in New York, but here, every dollar that you make goes a whole lot further. In addition to that, there are so many places in the Metro Detroit area that are either really cheap or free to get to. A state park passport in Michigan costs $12 a year, and that gets you into any state park in the entire state. Perfect example of that is Belle Isle, which is the largest city-owned park in the entire United States. Belle Isle was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, who's the same guy that designed Central Park in New York City, and it's home to an incredible historic aquarium, the nation's oldest turn-of-the-century glasshouse, greenhouse, and garden, which is the Anna Scripps Conservatory. There's a museum dedicated to the Great Lakes shipping industry, there's a nature zoo, and all these things are free to go to. In fact, there's so much to do on Belle Isle that's going to take a whole other video just on that park itself. Needless to say, though, you can spend an entire day there and not spend a dime. Number 4. The music and art scene in Detroit. So many famous artists and musicians have come from Metro Detroit that it's almost impossible to list them all. Detroit is the city that spawned the Motown sound, featuring artists such as Stevie Wonder, The Supremes, Aretha Franklin, The Temptations, Smokey Robinson, and so many more. Motown Studios, aka the famous Hitsville, USA, is located right downtown on West Grand Boulevard and is now the Motown Museum. Before that, Detroit was notable for famous jazz and blues musicians, and Baker's Keyboard Lounge, which is located right at 8 Mile in Livernois, has been a mecca for live jazz since 1934. In more modern times, Metro Detroit has spawned countless other famous musicians such as Iggy Pop, Alice Cooper, Bob Seger, Jack White, Eminem, Big Sean, way too many more to list. Detroit is also the home of techno music, which is celebrated every Memorial Day weekend at a 3-day event called the Movement Festival. This festival goes from the Saturday before Memorial Day until Memorial Day from noon to midnight, all 3 days. And Metro Detroit has always had a strong community of visual artists as well. This can be appreciated all over town at the many thriving art galleries that we have, and at annual events that we have throughout the city, including the Detroit Urban Craft Fair, Dally in the Alley, DIY Fest in downtown Ferndale, Noel Night, which is on the Wayne State University campus and the surrounding area, and Theater Bazaar, which is a one-of-a-kind masquerade that happens right around Halloween every year. Theater Bazaar is an event that takes over the entire Masonic Temple in Detroit, which is the largest Masonic temple in the world, for 2 weekends. It is 100% self-funded and is put on by a dedicated team of volunteers. It's never taken a dime of corporate sponsorship, and it is truly one of those events that could never happen in any other city besides Detroit. Number 3. The lack of natural disasters and the ability to experience all 4 seasons. I moved to Metro Detroit for the weather, said no one ever. And while it's true that we do get the occasional heavy snowstorm in the winter and the odd tornado here and there, the Metro Detroit area is largely free from any kind of natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, wildfires, plagues of locusts, dust storms, you name it. We don't get them here. What we do get is the ability to experience 4 unique seasons, and there is plenty to do in all of them. Here in the Detroit area, we've got a humid continental climate with a pretty even distribution of precipitation throughout the year. Winters are cold and dry, with an average high of 32 degrees in the middle of January, while summers are warm and humid with an average high of 83 degrees in July. Spring in Detroit is a fantastic season where things finally start to warm up from the depths of winter. Plants start to bloom. It's really just a nice place. It's the reward that we get for putting up with the long winter that we have here. While fall here is notable for its relatively mild weather and a plethora of activities to do. That being said, the weather here can be pretty unpredictable, and as the saying goes, if you don't like the weather in Michigan, just wait 5 minutes. Number 2. Diversity. One of the greatest assets we have here in Metro Detroit is our large, diverse population. We really do have a melting pot of cultures here, and each of them bring their own unique contributions to the area. One of the cool things that I like about Detroit is that it's a pretty old city by US standards. It was first settled in the early 1700s by French fur traders. The population grew slowly but steadily, and by the late 1800s, the Detroit area was a hub of the shipping industry. Things really took off in 1903 when Henry Ford founded the Ford Motor Company. At that point, the auto industry and the relatively high-paying jobs that came with it brought people flooding to the Metro Detroit area from all over the world. Between 1941 and 1943 alone, 400,000 people moved to Metro Detroit. Today, the area definitely benefits from the large mix of cultures that call Detroit home. You want to check out the only Peruvian restaurant in Michigan? Sweet, we got that here. Feel like eating Yemeni cuisine instead? Yeah, we got that. Which place you want to go to? Greektown is probably the most famous neighborhood in the city of Detroit, and it's definitely worth a trip to go check it out. But to really begin to experience the true essence of the area, there's some other spots that you really have to check out. They can't be missed. Mexican Town is a vibrant neighborhood in Detroit in the shadow of the Ambassador Bridge. It's full of shops and restaurants that are absolutely worth the trip. About a mile away from there is Corktown, which is the oldest neighborhood in the city of Detroit, and the Irish influence there is definitely still felt. Corktown is home to Detroit's St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is always an amazing time. And then there's the city of Hamtramck, which is its own city, even though it's completely surrounded by the city of Detroit. Hamtramck used to be primarily populated by Polish immigrants, but today it's a crazy unique mix of Polish, Eastern European, Yemeni, Bengali, and a whole universe of other cultures. Everyone is all packed into 2.1 square miles, and there is no place else quite like it. I highly recommend checking it out when you're in the area. Other parts of the area that you should check out include the city of Madison Heights, which has a really cool, burgeoning Asian dining and shopping scene, while other parts of town have strong Italian, Indian, Caribbean influences. I mean, I'm missing a ton of places here, but literally there's so much to list that this video would go on for about 3 hours if I really got into it. And then the number one thing that makes the Metro Detroit area such a wonderful, unique place to live is fresh water. There is an absolute abundance of fresh water in the area. It's literally all around us. Great Lakes contains 20% of the entire world's supply of fresh water. We live in a world with a rapidly changing climate, and water scarcity and water security are going to be a pretty big thing moving forward. Well, here in Detroit, we're pretty darn secure. There's enough water in the Great Lakes to cover all of North America and all of South America in 1 foot of water. And that's not to mention literally hundreds of small inland lakes that dot the area, most notably in northern Oakland County. Metro Detroit is a huge center for Great Lakes shipping, but it's also a gigantic hub for recreational boating as well. On a summer weekend, there will be literally thousands of boats out on Lake St. Clair, which is a small lake that's in between Lake Huron and Lake Erie. And our area is phenomenal for fishing as well, with numerous species that are native to the Great Lakes. Well, those are my top 5 favorite things about living in Metro Detroit, and they're by far and away not the only great things about living here. I'd love to know what your favorite things are. Leave a comment down below. I'd love to see what everybody's opinion is because of their favorite things to do in the area. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, if you'd be so kind as to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, share this video out to anybody that wants to know what it's like to really live and work in the Metro Detroit area. It gives me the ability to share my opinions with people just like you who are interested in the area, maybe interested in moving here. And if that's the case, you can always reach out to me anytime. My direct line is 586-491-5622. Call, text, email. My email is dwerenka@m1realty.net. I'm so happy to take calls, texts, and emails from people that are looking to move into this wonderful area. We get so many calls every month from people reaching out to us from watching these videos. It's just a really great thing to see. We love helping people buy, sell, invest in this market, and love to keep doing that. So anything that we can do for you, just feel free to reach out anytime. And until next week, thank you so much again. Have a great one, and we'll talk soon.